these men and women become executives and business people instead of playing. I mean, I don't like the gig economy where we stop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I want to see people become executives.
And just to build on Dickie's point about the music, the same thing could also be said about food.
Yeah.
Totally.
And you've already made that point about how we have to figure out a way to connect New Orleans in its efforts to be a tech hub, competing with cities like San Francisco and Austin, and blend that with our culinary expertise and all that we offer there. And, we just saw recently, within the past 3 to 4 months, 2 locally grown companies sell, one for about $700 million, another one for $1 billion here right out of New Orleans.
Right.
So that's a huge signal to the rest of the world that we have something serious to offer. So just like we should be thinking about how we can find business opportunities in music, we can do the same thing in the culinary arts, because these are things that we're naturally good at. Yeah.
What are some of the areas that we are not taking advantage of, statewide, citywide, career-wise? Because social media have a lot of influence over people, and they kind of go by trends, right? And that's a great thing, and I applaud it. But then sometimes course correction is not always the best practice for some people. Just because they was doing a certain thing and it failed doesn't mean that the thing was wrong. It was just probably at the wrong time, right? But there are some shallow areas in our city or our infrastructure that if these people would take advantage of it, they'll find these careers or these opportunities very good.
We have to go back to education. I mean, I think education is crucial, whether that be our traditional schools, public schools, or your more niche opportunities like Denoki's, and just kind of figuring out non-traditional paths that young people may want to go with to find a career. But we have to do better in terms of education. There's a whole lot that I could talk about there, from teacher pay to just the whole setup and structure that we have, but I am personally believing that if we don't do more in education, we're going to continue to have challenges. Yeah.
We always say education. For me, I've been saying education of the future. I mean, the system's antiquated,
right.
For young kids.
Yep.
Noki Delgado has a program, and it's a 100-year-old culinary program, and it's a 2-year program. And the graduation rate's 4%.
Wow.
And so industry started Noki, and our reason is, let's give somebody the opportunity to get a formal education, and it's a 20-week program, and you get more skill in the 20 weeks than you do in the old program. But the old program gives you take reading, writing, and arithmetic you took in high school, so at the end of the day you have a college degree, an associate degree. But I'm like, I don't think people want this associate degree, because they're dropping out because they don't want to spend a year taking English and math. They want to get skill. And then, for all these years, this talent in our kitchens, so many of these men and women, and they're with me, and I'm trying to encourage them and say, come, go to the next level, be the manager, be a chef, go live your dream or whatever. They stay here because they don't have the language.
Wow.
I've got this beautiful man that works with me. He's made hollandaise sauce 1,000,000 times, and he's never gone past being the lead, like running the breakfast shift. He doesn't want the man. And I really believe it's a lack of confidence, because we get these young 20-something-year-olds that go to some culinary school, and they come to New Orleans because they want to cook here. And they come in wanting a management position, but they can talk the language. They can say, well, hollandaise is an emulsification, and when you add fat with an acid, the egg with the vinegar, it'll emulsify, and it'll be a cream sauce instead of a broken sauce. And the guy's made hollandaise 20 times. But he's got confidence because someone gave him an education. So this is where Noki, the next level at Noki is to take all these people in these restaurants and let them come at nighttime, instead of going into the lab and learn how to make hollandaise. Bullshit. He knows how to make. They're going to sit down with these and say, let's open the book.
Yeah.
And I really hope that when we give them that quick, efficient type of education, that person all of a sudden within the next year is going to go, I want to be the chef now.
Yeah.
You know, I know the lane. I'm not intimidated, and I'm
Right.
confident. And I think that's the opportunity we miss in New Orleans, is putting people on paths where they can really,
That's right.
you know, go to the next level.
Yeah.
And we just stay
Yeah.
like this, you know. And so I think Noki's a great example of how we can do that for one section. I think
Right.
the music industry is huge for us to be able to take people to the next level. We just have to create a great institute.
That's right.
Wow, I hear the passion in y'all voice. Y'all voice very much about the educational perspective, and I would say that the exposure to a greater life and the education and the empowerment and all those things are definitely necessary for us to become a better New Orleans. And we always talk about that we don't want to do something just good for our city. We're really trying to put together something great for our city, right? Because, you know, we talk about this all the time, that our tourists love to come here, but the residents hate to live here, right? And we're trying to switch that around, not switch it around per se, but the residents ought to love where they live. And that's our aim and our objective. And that's one of the areas that we have to start working on, man.
And I think one of the best opportunities in this city is for a group to come together and focus on Treme. I mean, that is the most important historically neighborhood, the first African American neighborhood in America. It's there. We've got this overpass going. I mean, it should be the greatest neighborhood in this city.
Yeah.
You know, we've done all this work where everybody, they want to go up Magazine Street or whatever.
Right.
In that overpass, you know, I travel and I see where they've turned a lot of these trains, whatever, go through into greenways or something else.
Right.
If we don't knock it down, I mean, let's knock it down, or if we don't knock it down, turn it into something. I mean, it's a roof. It's something to attach
Right.
whatever to. We should have the greatest farmers market.
Yep.
And I'm big in the community, the community
Yeah.
farming.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of seniors, you know, and you got the property next to you, do a little, give them a place where they can get out, you know,
Right.
and it's eating healthy foods, and it's cooking, you know, gumbos the herbs, and,
Right.
and just with great music, and
Right.
just show the culture of Treme.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, you got so many assets.
Right.
That's right.
It's just pulling together. And I'd hate it to be a big developer.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the greatest thing would be that it would be people in this city have the opportunities to step up, you know, and be that business owner. And this is where we're saying we got to mentor each other
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
show each other, you know, I'd love nothing better than support someone to do the greatest soul food restaurant. You know, I mean, we should have 10 more Dookie Chases.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and I'd be more than happy to I'd enjoy helping people.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Be
Yeah.
able to become a business owner, and like I'm saying,
Yeah.
for my chef to go, I'm gonna quit being the breakfast cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be a chef. I want to
Yeah.
own a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think our greatest asset is our people.
Yeah.
Investing in them. You know, to Dickie's point about Treme, you know, and to your earlier question about where we are, you know, the federal infrastructure bill just got passed, and while it was not at the amount in which it was initially talked about or planned, corridors like the one that cut through the neighborhood of Treme back in the 60s, that overpass, and how it impacted that community are envisioned in terms of being addressed by this new money that we're going to be getting. So we have our former congressperson who's now a senior advisor in the administration. We have a former mayor who's now going to be charged with overseeing the implementation of over $1 trillion. Louisiana is set to see about $6 billion. And I've been at the table advocating. In fact, I have a meeting tomorrow with the Secretary of Transportation for Louisiana to discuss how we can get some of that money to address Treme in particular, from St. Bernard all the way to Canal Street along that Claiborne corridor, investing in the community to connect both sides, and not whether it comes down or whether we work to just try to enhance and beautify what's currently there. We have so much opportunity. It's such a rich community with its people, with its tradition, and with its history. I think we have a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. To both of y'all point, that's to people is our best asset. That's how me and Dickie started conversating, supporting somebody else in our efforts to support them, then we started having this conversation merely about people and empowering and helping our people, and how could we not just mentor each other, but how could we start mentoring other people? Because exposure, I believe, is the best currency, right?
That's right.
And that's the thing that really gets us over the edge. Man, thank you, Ross, for...
No, thank you. Always.
How was the pies, though? Go ahead on and tell everybody how them pies was.
I just wish
Let's
I could eat more. You know,
Let's not talk about the pecan first, but talk about the mother pies over there.
They were outstanding. I
Thank you,
mean,
man.
I'm gonna have to do something about all of these calories and all of this sweets. But I think I'm ready. I'm ready for the holidays. They were outstanding. You know, I mean, look, this is just so metaphoric, right? You talk about how we make our city better in the ingredients that we already starting with. You know, it's just all about how we put it together.
How we put it
timing, right? You know, getting that oven right.
Yeah.
And they say, you know, we can't have too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, I want to play my role, and I know that's not to be doing what y'all doing in the kitchen.
Well, I don't know you're pointing over here.
But these cakes were outstanding. These pies were outstanding. And I just appreciate your leadership.
Oh, man.
Appreciate your leadership. And thank y'all for having me.
Man, look, we're going to go to commercial, right? And when we come back, all of us going to sing together.
Let's do it.
Y'all have a song in mind, though?
Let's go back to Donny Hathaway. That's always a hit. This Christmas.
I just told you the Young Jesus was playing in the house. I don't know who died it. Who we have? Who?
Oh, we can sweep. To bring the Temptations.
Come on, let's all go over there and sing along, man. Come on, let's do this. Oh my God, it was good night. But first, you're gonna lead it.
For the last 5 years, I've been working on something, and it just became live today for pre-order, and that is my first book. I just want to see how y'all's going to clap. This is not a book for the church. This is a book from the church. Because if you don't know what's driving you, and if you don't know what you have been designed to do, you'll live your entire life empty. We call it empty accomplishments. And so Driven by Design is a book coupled with a workbook to help us practically find our balance and to help us really find out what drives us. This is the first thing that I've ever done for Jonathan Everett, and it feels so good. Amen.
Like I always tell people, a plan is as essential to life as air to breathe. And without a plan, we just wander through life with a lack of oxygen. You know, a blueprint pretty much is a plan drawing a scale, direction, and prioritization. This is one of the latest projects we're working on out here in New Orleans East, putting it together, take a look at the blueprints, and go over a few things.
I have a book coming out called Driven by Design, and I try my best to parallel the relationship between the blueprint and the builder, right? For me, I want to know what is that relationship between the builder and the blueprint, and what are some of those distinctive differences that people just don't understand or don't see? Because people see the house, but they don't know about the blueprint and the design.
Absolutely. Well, you have two different levels as it pertains to builders. You got proficient builders, and then you have efficient builders. And there's a big difference, and people don't realize that. You know, anybody can be efficient, but in order to be proficient, you need a scale. You need a plan that's drawing up.
Whoa.
And so that's
wait, y'all. Look, man, look.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, so there's two ways to this.
That's right.
You can do it your way.
That's right.
Or you can do it the right way.
The right way.
So how often the builder have to come back and see the blueprint?
We look at the plans daily.
No, wait. Say it again.
Daily. We look at the plans daily, during the start of the day and at the end of the day.
Wow.
That's how essential plans are to building anything, if you want to do it the proper way.
Now I'm about to sound real smart.
Come on.
Telling people like, they got two kind of builders, efficient and proficient.
Yeah, you got it right on,
Thank you so
man.
much, Charlie,
All right,
man.
take care.
Appreciate
Thank you. All right.
tonight. We'd like to thank Dickie Brennan. Come on, let's give him a big round of applause. Miss Sandra Robinson. Let's give Sandra Robinson a round of applause. State Representative Royce Duplessis. Let's give him a round of applause. The man himself, the voice that's going to be on The Voice, Mr. Winton, a round of applause. And Chef Lenora, let's give her a big round of applause. To every person who made this come together, but I did want to buy these two gifts because this is probably the first holiday in a long time that I really feel like it's a holiday, right? It's not running. I keep telling people it's the first holiday where my spirit and my feet is in the same place, right? Where I'm actually present in the moment. So I wanted to give this to Sister Robinson for bringing it up and kind of pushing that to me. And Mr. Dickey, thank you, man, for really honestly. You know, y'all kind of made me want to spread some love around the holidays. Because normally around this time, I just give people money, go about my business, be in another country somewhere. But we thank God for everybody, to all of the techs, the staff, JT, Johnny, everybody. Brother Percy, you want to end us? You want to end us in prayer or something, or dance? Or?
But I'm not. So look, annually, right?
Yeah, annually. Yeah, annually.
Just next year, we're gonna get somebody else to be.
Yeah, I had to start it all some kind of way. Hey, listen, y'all have an amazing night, and I pray this holiday be the best holiday that you can possibly have. Bake some pies, man. Let's go.
All right.